welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are doing a foundation roundup of the best and worst foundations that have come out so far, like kind of the newness and my opinion on those. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Now, these foundations that I have picked out are basically brand new launches over the past several months. I have done Foundation Fridays on all of these foundations, and I will list them below. But they also are more of a feedback on my skin type. So my skin type is normal to dry, and I am 40 years old. So this is going to be more for your mature skin as well as your normal to dry skin types. All right, number one. All right, so this is my, I'm going to kind of toggle back and forth, and they're in no particular order at all. I have my notes here. The first foundation I will talk about is one of the most recent ones, and it is the Elle Makiage foundation. This is such a gorgeous foundation. I find it works for a lot of skin types. It has a very kind of skin-like quality to it. In my opinion, the customer service of the company, the way that they let you try out the colors first, you can actually sample the colors. Their coloring tests are really fantastic. It looks really silky on the skin, and it just overall is very skin-like, not overly glowy, not overly, matte. It's just beautiful, easy to apply skin, and I have been thoroughly enjoying that foundation. I've been wearing it a ton. All right, so now for one of my fails. And again, if you know me, I don't like to do fail lists because a lot of these will work for some other people. So this is just for my opinion, all right? So if these are your foundation, your favorite foundations, please don't come for me. I am sure that they work for so many people, but they just didn't for me. So this is the Surratt Beauty Foundation that just launched, and I put it on my fails list because of the price point, and just because I felt that, yes, the skin looked okay, but it has hardly any coverage for my personal liking. I mean, like zero coverage. I might as well just go buy a tinted moisturizer or a CC cream and it would be just the same amount of coverage. And I really disliked the delivery system of this. And again, you can go watch my video, but the brush top just did not work for my hands, and so I think I'm getting a little bit of carpal tunnel kind of going on, or arthritis in my hands from using my hands as a makeup artist and esthetician for so many years. So unfortunately, if you want like barely their skin, you love the brand, you want to invest in this might be a good foundation for you, but in general, it's not one that I would recommend, unfortunately. Sorry. All right. Then we'll go to another best, in my opinion, and it is the new Anastasia foundation. This is the Luminous foundation, again by Anastasia. I think this is one of the most beautiful foundations that has launched on the market in a very long time. I think it's, again, you're going to see this theme. All the ones I really like are really great skin-like finish to them. This wear, though, the wearability of this foundation is fantastic. Really, really, really great. It looks like skin. It's easy to put on. The coverage is a little bit more of like a medium coverage, so if you want a little bit more coverage, this might be one to reach for. I think the color selections are really, really nice. They have a lot of great undertones to them. I just love the whole message of this foundation as well, and it is one that I am very happy to have. And let me know if you guys have tried this one, because for me, it worked out beautifully. All right, so then on my fails list, we will move to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Foundation. Now, for me personally, the wear was not great. It took me some time to get this to work, and it just is overly matte. Now, I understand if you are oily, you want a matte foundation because it needs to control oil, and you don't want to be, super shiny right after you put it on. But it was so matte and so drying that I don't love this foundation. and I can mix it into things, but for some reason, whenever I mix it into things, it just takes over and takes over all of the hydration out of what I've mixed it into. So, I mean, the concept of it, the packaging, I mean, come on, it's beautiful. But for me and my skin type, this is not one that I would recommend. All right, so let's talk about one of my bests that was talked about earlier this year, and it is the number 7 Match Made Custom Blend Foundation. I am in Cool Vanilla, and these are custom drops. So you can either add these to a primer, a moisturizer, you can put them on straight to the skin for a little bit more coverage. The price point is really good. They're very similar to the NYX drops that came out a couple of years ago that are very good as well. The color selection is the only thing I'll say about this. They need to bump up the color selection. Maybe in the UK they have a better color selection than they do here, but when I went to look for it, they didn't have very many. But the finish on the skin is so beautiful. It's so easy to use. It just is one of those foundations that is so enjoyable to wear. I do think that almost every skin type can wear these because they're not overly glowy. They're actually pure pigment. So adding them to either an illuminizing primer or a mattifying moisturizer or something, it will take on that characteristics of what you mix it into. And then when you put it straight on the skin, it's just beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so then let's go to one of my fails, and this is the Benefit Cosmetics Brightening Foundation. You can see I got a little tiny one, and this just did not work for me. I like the original Hello Happy Foundation. I think it's way better. It's one of my holy grails. This is just stuck to patches. It was not brightening in my opinion, and you know, I love Benefit, but this was just not suited for many skin types, so I don't know about that. All right, so then let's get to one of my bests, and this is the Bareminerals Stick Foundation. It is a gorgeous stick foundation. Now, the one thing though that I have noticed is you can apply way too much, you guys. This is supposed to be a beautiful, just kind of hydrating stick foundation. You don't need to slap it on. If you're looking for a high coverage stick foundation, this is not it. It is one of the most beautiful, skin-like, very hydrating. So nobody that has a combination or oily skin, I don't think this would be working very well for you. I think it would slip and slide around. But if you have skin like me, it was beautiful. It went on so seamlessly. I wear it often, and I just think this is a really fantastic stick foundation product. I also love the color range. I think it's really, really supportive for many skin undertones, and I really enjoy, and I'm happy I have this foundation. Some of the other foundations I've either returned or they got lost in my move. So the one I will talk about next is unfortunately the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Foundation. The review, you guys have all seen me do it. It took me so long to get this to work. I really wanted to love it. I love Pat McGrath. Again, just like Charlotte Tilbury, I think she is such an amazing addition to this community as a makeup artist. I think she's so smart and talented, but this foundation just didn't work for me. It really, you know, kind of clung onto some dry patches. The coverage was hardly there, was so expensive, packaging spot on, but the price point, I just couldn't justify it. I just couldn't, and I just could not get it to work for me. Now, for a lot of people, it's their holy grail. So it's up to you, but for me, the price point was really too high, and I just couldn't really get it to work, unfortunately. So I did return that foundation. Let's talk about Maybelline's Dream Urban Cover Foundation. It is SPF 50. Now you have to put quite a bit on to get that, but has antioxidant enriched and it's pollution protection. I'm in 120 Classic Ivory. It is so beautiful. The price point you can't beat. Obviously, a lot of these products, the ingredients aren't fantastic, but it is a beautiful drugstore product. I think it's really great for everyone from dehydrated to even combination. It makes the skin look smooth, silky, and it lasts forever. This foundation lasted forever. It looked so good, like 8 hours later. This is a rock star product for me. And I think that if you guys haven't tried this one and you're looking for a good drugstore product, I would highly recommend you go pop this one on your face. It is so good. Another one of my fails is the Vanish Hourglass foundation, which is such a bummer because I wanted to love this. You know, I'm a big supporter of the brand. It just was too matte. To me, it just was unnecessary that they created this, but I understand that a lot of people love it. But for me, it didn't work. I do carry it in my kit, though, I will tell you that. I do carry it in my kit for some more like severely oily people, if they want something a little bit more natural on the natural tip, or cruelty-free tip. I don't know. It just, I wanted to love it, but it just looked like makeup on the skin. It didn't sit well on mine, and yeah, so that was a bummer for me. And then on my best list is the Pixi Beauty Balm, and it is a beautiful drugstore kind of tinted moisturizer, really lightweight. It actually lasted pretty long for the formulation of it, if it being a tinted moisturizer. It goes onto the skin so beautifully. They do need to expand their color range, but it's a great price point. It's really beautiful, kind of light coverage, fresh face, fresh skin. I just really enjoyed wearing that product. It felt light on the skin, and it just gave this kind of flawless finish. It didn't overly cover things, you know what I mean? And it just was a dream to wear. So I highly recommend that as also another drugstore one to look into for sure. The Kosas foundation. This is the tinted face oil. Now I'll tell you, this is very glowy. It's dreamy. It looks so beautiful on the skin. It's a light coverage. It's a beautiful message this brand is really bringing to the market. But it is not really for anybody that has any kind of, you know, in my opinion, you know, oily or combination skin. You can't apply too much of this and just get this kind of slippery mess. So this is meant to be a light wash on the face. It's meant to be a skin tint. So not this full coverage foundation. You're supposed to just use a few drops, put it all over the face. It's a great hydrator. It's very kind of luminous and dewy, but I have to bring this up because it's such a beautiful foundation. All right, so my last one I'll talk about as far as the best of, or in the best category, is the most beautiful foundation, Koh Gen Do Aqua Foundation. If you want, in my opinion, a foundation for somebody that has normal to dehydrated skin, even probably combination would love this. It is skin-like. It has skincare ingredients in it. Yes, the price point is quite high, but it is a gorgeous new launch from Koh Gen Do, and it is a foundation that I also got more of for my kit. It is very lifelike. It feels light on the skin. It wears really well, and it is just, it's fragrance free. It is just one of those foundations very similar to Armani Luminous Silk, but a little bit more pliable on the skin, I feel like, and it's cruelty free. So I love this brand. I think that this foundation is so well made. Same with their moisture tints, the basically like CC cream or beauty, you know, beauty balm type of stuff. But this is one that I wear often as well, and I get so many compliments when I wear this foundation. If you guys have not tried this, they do have samples on their website. You can also go and get samples, I believe, at Nordstrom. Is it Nordstrom or Barney's? I forget. But try it. This is a beautiful foundation. It goes on great with your hands, a brush, a sponge, and I thoroughly enjoy this foundation. All right, so there are many more that I could talk about, of course. I mean, we got so many here, but you know, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just more of the highlights that I wanted to bring out, the new launches that I wanted to bring out, and just really share with you some of these beautiful foundations and also some of the ones that didn't work out so well to, again, help your buying experience and see if it's something that you might want to try. Again, I have all of these videos listed in the description box, and you can take a gander at that because they're full wear tests and see what would be best for you. I really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up, and just hit that subscribe button on your way out, and I will see you all on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves. All right, so if you stay to the end, you get 2 bonuses. Okay. Westman Atelier, super expensive. Okay. This is their foundation. There's also a blush that is to die for. This is one of the most beautiful higher end luxury also makeup artist created brands or foundations. It's gorgeous. It goes on so beautifully. It looks like skin. Again, this is a very kind of light to highlight coverage. It's not meant to be full coverage. You can get two colors if you want to really get the perfect, you know, coloring. You can use it for contouring, but this is a beautiful, beautiful product. I highly recommend it if you're looking to spend a little bit more money on a foundation and you want something from Gucci Westman and you haven't found a stick foundation and that's kind of your jam. Try this out. It is gorgeous and really easy to use with a brush, sponge, even with your hands, but I would recommend it with a tool. All right, the last one I'll talk to you about is the L'Oreal Fresh, okay? And I'll pop up a picture right here. I'm actually need to go and buy it again because I used it up and it ran out. But it is gorgeous. It looks, like it says, so fresh on the skin. It just really gives you this illumination from the skin. It's a great drugstore product. It's definitely has long wearing ability to it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful drugstore product. I wish L'Oreal would go cruelty free, but if you're looking to try a drugstore product, that might be a great one to look for. I think it'd be really great for mature skin. It goes on beautifully with a sponge. It is a higher coverage. It's like a medium coverage, and the wearability is really nice. It's pretty long lasting. So those are my last two that I'll leave you with. So give me a hashtag State of the End Squad, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, loves.